Hello everyone, it is I. How are you all doing? I hope well. I'm doing okay. I'm gradually getting back on track with daily life. I set this up, right? So it's a magnetic board and I've got this A3 calendar. So I'm gonna put 2 months up there at a time and move it up when a month finishes. And then I got these little magnetic wipeable strips and I'm color coding them. I know. And then they have each stage of certain projects and tasks on them so I can plot what I need to do over a series of weeks. But the best benefit of this is that they're not fixed down. So if or when I misjudge how long something will take, then instead of it just messing up the whole calendar, I could just boop, shuffle it along to the next day. Or if it was a more recreational or low priority task, but there's another thing with a deadline coming up, I can shuffle everything around freely. And the plan right now is to look at it in the morning and then write a daily to-do list based on those tasks. And then at the end of the day, checking stuff off and then moving anything that needs to be moved. And maybe this will last longer than the 200 other ideas I've had to try and get my life together that I forgot about after about 2 weeks. We'll see. And now you'll see if it happens. But they're magnets though, right? What I have been managing to do is going for a little cycle almost every morning. Specifically getting up in the morning is one of those things that I am the absolute worst at. Not my forte. When I'm asleep, I may as well be dead. I have fantasized for years about being one of those people who gets up at the crack of dawn and goes for a nice morning run that doesn't make them feel like they're gonna vom out all of their internal organs, then gets back and has a lovely cold shower for a powerful start to the day. But that is not me. Arguably the most important step of any morning routine is to get out of bed. And I fail step one again and again. So that has been really nice. Who's not working on a bar staff body clock anymore? This guy. I was so sleepy the other day that I went down to the kitchen and I was putting the kettle on to make a cup of tea and I looked out the window and I saw Batman. I saw Batman on the roof, just chilling, surveying the city as he does. But it was a chimney. It was a chimney. Right now, lockdown in Wales is gradually getting lifted, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it, to be honest. I feel like a little caveman, and I'm very happy in my cave. I love my cave. And once I discovered the beautiful world of Asda online shopping, any need I had to leave my cave is vanished. Our cave is so inviting, in fact, that we recently temporarily gained a cat. So we heard a regular meow sound outside the front door. But we were like, well, this is just a cat just hanging out, right? So we didn't really acknowledge it until the next day, and we weren't sure what we were hearing for a while until we opened the front door and met a little cat who was absolutely dead set on coming inside the house. No, little friend, you don't live here. But the cat stayed there for ages and it was a really hot day, so we gave it some water, made sure that it was safe, but then it didn't have a collar, so we didn't really know what to do. So after a while, we started looking through every local forum and Facebook group of lost pets and stuff in South Wales and Cardiff that we could possibly find. And we found that some people who live really near to our house had also reported the same little cat wandering around looking lost for like a good 2 days. So the first thing we thought was obviously that maybe it used to live here and that's why it was trying to come back inside. So I emailed the letting agents and I was like, hey, do you have a contact for the previous tenants? Because we think that maybe their cat might be here. And then the guy from the letting agent was like, they didn't have a cat. And I was like, well, there sure was a lot of cat hair on my carpet when I moved in. So what do you say to that, Steve? His name's not Steve. His name is redacted. So we were on all these forums and groups and we posted some pictures of the cat saying where it was lost, hoping that someone might be able to identify it. But then we were also scrolling through all the lost pet posts to try and see if we recognised it off any of them. And we found a couple of pictures that looked a lot like the cat and we were like, sick, let's reunite them. But the more convinced we got that we actually might have correctly identified a picture of this cat and that we might have actually found the owner, the more worried we got that if we left it there, they would come to retrieve the cat and we'd open the door again and it would just be gone. And we would have come this close to reuniting them only to have let their hopes down. So we caved and let it come inside the house to keep cool on this boiling hot day.
Don't cut me switching down. I'm only doing this.
Sleepy little thing. Such a good cat. It's okay. And then we bought some cat food, which I know is a big no-no because people don't like it when the cats go around and they get fed by all these other different houses. But we didn't want to not feed it if it was hungry. And also, it was better that than it stealing my pancakes, so...
It's not for you. You don't even live here.
No.
We've been nothing but nice to you. No. Stop.
So we had this little cat just living in our house, sleeping on our sofa all day, and we contacted so many different people and didn't get a single reply. And then eventually, Aaron opened the front door to go and get something, and it ran out. And at that point we were like, well, look, it would be nice if this is a lost cat and we can keep hold of it to reunite it. But if the cat has voluntarily left the house now and it's not our cat, we can't really go and force it to come back in. That's not right, is it? Like, as of yet, we didn't even have confirmation that it was a missing cat. So we might have just accidentally kidnapped a cat for a day. But at least it got some nice food. So just like that, in a flash, our dreams of adopting her faded away. And none of the people that we contacted ever got in touch with us. And no one responded to our posts looking for an owner for this potentially lost cat. And the cat never came back. So now we've just got some cat food to remind us of what could have been. But I'm glad that we could provide a welcoming environment, even if just for a bit. Even if she was using us to cool down and have some food and drink. I think we provided excellent service. Despite losing our opportunity to have a chance family pet, we have a good little system here. We have adapted our lives. We live in this cave. We love this cave. This cave is cozy. We do not leave the cave. Special occasions and birthdays are just an excuse to stay in the cave in a slightly different way now. I don't want to go out. Ro is the second person to have a lockdown birthday in this house, and originally the birthday plan for her had been to have this big barbecue with all our friends in the garden, which was very sad to have to let go of, but instead we organised her a fake fancy restaurant. We all dressed up for the night, and me and Shane took our cocktail order as waiters and then tried to replicate her favourite cocktail. And then we brought it down to this fake restaurant that we'd set up, and we had borrowed some stuff from our workplace, which is still closed, to make it look a little bit more professional.
Yeah, the prices will not change. This is genuinely making me miss restaurants. Yeah, this was just for the table, and then yeah.
I'll take some of that.
And I did basically none of the setup because I had the job of distracting her and keeping her busy. So full props to literally everyone else in the house for setting up the restaurant and cooking us the lovely food. It was not me, but I got to enjoy it, which was pretty cushy. The next one of us to have a birthday is Beachy, and I am getting very worried that I might be expected to go outside. I don't even remember how to communicate with anyone but the 5 people that live in this house. We're like a little commune. We're growing our own herbs and vegetables, and we're very slowly and gradually on our way to becoming fully self-sufficient. Like, why cut that short, you know? I'm not ready for the outside world again. Although, to be honest, we should probably speed up with a self-sufficiency plan and go full-on Cabbage Patch out there, because slowly but surely, our jobs are disappearing because of COVID, and them Asda deliveries ain't going to pay for themselves. They're not going to be paid for at all, are they? Right now, I don't think that garden can feed 6 people very well, especially not 3 growing boys. They eat so much. But all that said, our garden is still looking pretty sick out there. Might not be able to feed 6 people, but it's doing pretty well. I haven't shown you guys any of it since our baby plants were in their infancy. I'm going to take you for a little tour. It's very exciting.
So is this Jodie Comer?
Jodie Comer.
What is Jodie Comer?
She's an onion.
Oh, she doesn't look much like an onion.
Look right down here. You see she's split into 3 onions. But we're just growing her for seed. She's not going to be eaten. This is spearmint, which is quite nice. This is rosemary, which is looking a bit haggard at the moment because everyone's been eating it. This is just a really nice mint.
Is that bird poo?
Yeah, that's bird poo right there.
That's
Top quality
lovely.
bird poo. Yeah. Delicious.
Nom 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 nom. That has grown so much since the last time we filmed it. That's crazy.
This is the onion kingdom that Jodie Comer rules over. We've got shallots that look actually almost ready. When they fall over and go brown, that's when the shallots are ready to harvest.
Cute.
So that was just one shallot and they've all split into
Cool.
little ones.
Science.
I know, right? Some onions. Can I say, I keep calling them sweet onions.
Spring onions.
Spring onions. for Christ's
Sweet
sake.
onion. Look at those
We're going
fat guys.
I know, right? Scarlet runner beans are producing the sexiest of beans. We had some radishes, but we picked quite a lot of them now, so there's only a few left. And they've been taken over by the pumpkin that is just growing everywhere. Here's some babby pumps.
Babby pump.
This little
You
babby
wouldn't want to
pump.
carve that, would
It's
you?
just spilling out of the bed. You can see it started off here. It's just going to take over the entire garden. This is all beetroot. It's almost nearly ready to harvest.
Sick beats.
We've got a cucumber. Look cute.
Thank you. Oh wow, that's quite big.
Down here as well, who's also cute.
Under the hammock, just make your way through.
We've also got some carrots, some and some wild mint, more carrots, which are now starting to show heads, so they're probably a bit ready. We can potentially pull one and see what she looks like. Let's try.
Oh. Oh, that's exciting.
Carrot.
Oh, that's an actual carrot though.
I mean, it is a carrot. It's a bit small, but, you know.
Good work, everyone.
We've got some fennel, some kale. Getting eaten by caterpillars. I know, a lot of spinach.
Oh yeah.
We've got peppers here. They've got some nice flowers on them.
Basil.
This is Shane.
Oh yeah.
Shane has got some lovely big tomato. He's got like normal tomatoes.
He's the OG.
Where's the one I planted?
This is Kim.
You're a beef tomato, Kim.
Ribbed for our pleasure.
Oh yeah, look at me go.
Look at the size of that one down there.
Oh wow, look what I did.
Plum tomatoes
Little
here.
plums.
Goth tomatoes.
What?
The indigo rose tomato.
They're black when they're ripe.
Cool. That is pretty goth.
The aubergines are quite cool.
Oh wow.
And chili peppers next to them.
Peas that are dying. We kind of just neglected them.
Oh, bye peas.
There's some orange ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what cool, they're ripe.
The problem is, when stuff is growing healthily, it looks rubbish. Like this garden is ugly.
We did a bad job with the tomatoes. They should really be spread out so they don't kind of just sprawl onto each other.
Yeah.
We're just the laziest.
Look at you and your little carrot, lol. Thanks, guys.
I hope that you enjoyed that tour of our plants. I know I did. Goodbye, plant friends.